Hey Johnny, this is it, the United Reformed Church in Yeovil. Hopefully you can get an impression. There's John.
Hi.
My man John. And we can't get up there, it's got one of those. Hopefully you can get an impression of beautiful stained glass, this magnificent organ. I mean, look at that. It will make an incredible space for performance as a venue. This main room. And then, so we'll head back out towards the front. It has this kind of foyer. There's a small kitchenette here, which I'm sure will be in due course renovated, but it's perfectly usable now. And then this room is another nice sized room as a meeting room or an office. That's another good space towards the front of the building. Some toilets there, and this is the main door. So you just sort of come into this foyer, which I can't really show you very clearly, through those doors, and then into the main space. But while I'm doing the video, that stairwell is a beautiful spiral stairwell all the way up to that's how you would access the whatever you'd call that, gallery, let's call it, for viewing. And then if we come outside, beautiful day here in Yeovil, and you can see, much like the chapel in Bridport, so that's the high street down there at the end. It's a really nice spot of the high street. It's a health food store, very well-known health food store at the end of it's the first shop on the right hand side. So that's the approach, lots of great space for a little land story design. And then this, there's your building, look, magnificent. So yeah, there's a lot more different parts of it, like different spaces which require different keys to get into, but little flats, possibly a couple of little one-bed flats could go into the building. There's a cellar that goes sort of down underneath, no idea how big that is. Yeah, I think it's absolutely full of potential. Behind us is Tesco, just behind the building, which is a massive car park, and it has its own car parking as well. So I think generally it's an amazing space. It's an incredible building on a beautiful little site in the middle of a town that we've just come back from a meeting with Adam, who's the head of the leadership at Yeovil Community Church, and he said that he's got a meeting later today actually, but he's getting really good feedback because they've just run a project here providing a shelter, an additional shelter for homeless people on the weekends, on Friday and Saturday evening, and that's what John was involved in running, and that's sort of where he sort of came to be in the space and saw this potential. But Adam's basically saying that lots of people, relevant people here in Yeovil, different agencies and the police and the fire and other people, like stakeholders like that, are very keen on the idea that there would be a day centre. So we've just been talking to Adam about the potential for a day centre as one potential application in this space, but maybe also some social enterprise, like basically a series of social enterprises that could run together in a coherent way in this space that would be of benefit to homeless and destitute people, or people who are suffering addictions or whatever, but that would also be accessible to them to start working in the cafe, for example, and actually that could go from the lowest, from the minimum kind of role and responsibility you can imagine, just serving a few teas, to actually having a one-bed apartment for a period of time that would basically skill you up in a very entrepreneurial, community-focused way, and give you a platform to sort of re-engage with society. And I think in Yeovil there's a definite need for that. So we just had a really good meeting with Adam. Anyway, I'll write up a report. He likes the idea very much, appreciates the value that Stir can add as facilitators of the process, and I think the timeline probably works quite well as well, sort of stepping it up in July. I'll write a report and then I'll drop you a couple of photos and introduce you on email. All right, nice one.